So I stumbled upon this 8th century Irish poem last week, and I couldn't help but notice the synchronicity as we're heading up to this week's full moon in Leo. That's the zodiac sign of royalty, leadership and sovereignty. I felt like it had an important message for us on the nature of true sovereignty, especially when faced with the immensity of the earth and the transience of human forms of leadership in comparison. So I decided to take the questions of the tarot to the energy of the full moon in Leo, and that's the reading that I'm going to show here now. So this collective read is for the same community that I read for yesterday when Neptune entered Aries. You can watch that video here. This community is seeking to build a bridge to the heart across the fault line that has entered in our reality. That's a very Leo trait. So how I'm going to do this read is I am going to shuffle my cards and I'm going to look for the Strength card. And this Strength card here is wonderful because we have lots of tiny Leos all in here in the grass like dandelions. So I thought this particular deck was a really good representation of what we're looking for. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that card in the deck, and the card behind it, once I shuffle it, will symbolise what supports true sovereignty and leadership for this community, while the card after it will show how that sovereignty shines in the world. The card I draw from the top of the deck will show how this community should embody these traits out in the world. So first of all, before starting the read itself, let's draw a crystal to see what lens this reading is being viewed through. The crystal I've drawn is Moonstone. This is a feminine crystal connected to the moon, emotions and the zodiac sign of Cancer. It's particularly good at balancing out yin and yang energy, so all of these things will be important to our reading today. And next I'm going to do the card read itself. So let's get started. So using the signifier of the Strength card, I'm going to look for the card behind, which will show us what supports the sovereignty of this community, what it's built on, and how that sovereignty is then radiated out into the world. And then the card that I draw from the top of the deck will represent how this community is to embody that sovereignty out in the world. That one would be interesting. I'll keep that out. Sort of jumped out at us there. I've just got a few left. Oh, here's another one. Hopefully none of those are the Strength card. That'll have something of its own to say then. Okay, so let's take a look. So we're going from, okay. So the Strength card is on the very bottom of our deck. And if I look at the card that's behind it, we've got the Ace of Chalices. Now the Ace of Chalices is associated with the heart, with emotion, with the wellspring of the heart and the wellspring of emotion. It's the origin of love, and it's the origin of the softness and the feminine of life. As we can see in the background, there's the moon shining. It's reflecting the moonstone that we drew at the beginning of the read. So this this card here is very water focused, it's very feminine focused, it's also very lush. There's a lushness to this scene. It's full of potential life. Water is life, water is the source of all life, and there is a very light breeze in the air, spreading some of these droplets of water from the fountain out and away from it. So the underpinning to the sovereignty and to the sense of leadership that this community has is this connection to the very source of the feminine, to softness, gentleness, and to the continuation of life through that element of water. It flows, it is soft. It doesn't force things. If it doesn't seek to go through things, it goes around them. It's very flexible, it's very pliable, and it's also able to change state. So water changes state from water to steam to ice, all very flexible traits and all necessary in different situations. So the leadership and sovereignty, the quality of this for this community is flexible, it is rooted in the feminine, it is watery, it is fluid, and it is grounded in emotion and the sense of feeling, and ultimately to the heart. So what this means, because the strength card was on the bottom, we're going to go directly to the top of the deck to see how this manifests in the world. And so because I was going to do that for how it radiates out and then how to embody, I'll take 2 cards off the top of the deck. And the 2 that leaped out for us, I will see as being particularly important messages, and I'll turn them over at the end. So how this sovereignty will radiate out in the world for this community is like this. It's the 6 of Pentacles. Now, the 6 of Pentacles shows 2 children sharing in one of the pentacles here. Now, I'm going to go through this deck and I'm going to find the 5 of Pentacles, because this particular deck, each card in the sequence of the suits tells part of a story, and I really like this about it, because the cards before and after tell us something about the card that we have drawn. We can see where we are in a process at any given time. Let's see, it's just taking a wee moment to get it here. There it is. So we can see beforehand in this deck that the 5 of Pentacles is a sign of destitution, of someone being left outside on their own. The way out of this destitution and this situation, which has begun with hoarding, the hoarding of resources and of energy, as shown by the 4 of Pentacles, where you can see even in the tree there's so much fruit here, and it's all being hoarded by this one person who is enclosed by these trees. By the time we reach the 5 of Pentacles, there's none of that fruit left. However, there is a window of opportunity that they're being drawn towards. That window of opportunity is here in the 6 of Pentacles, where we see 2 people sharing, 2 children sharing the pentacles with each other, and again the tree is full of fruit. So how this sovereignty, how this leadership is to radiate out into the world is through sharing. It is also the beginning of the end of the wall in this suit. So through the course of this particular suit, the wall has steadily been being built. At this point we see it ending, and then the next in the sequence is as we see the pentacles being put into the soil. So the seeds have been shared, the seeds are here, and then at this point they go in the ground. So the sovereignty and the leadership of this community is to share resources, to share what has been acquired, whether that's materially, whether that's through things that have been learned, and so on, so that the seeds of that can then be planted to produce new fruit in future. The next card at the top of the deck, this is showing how this community should embody this sovereignty out in the world. And we have another set of chalices. So this is the Three of Chalices, which shows the joy of working together and dancing in harmony, and how if things are done together, beauty can result, something beautiful. So looking at the card now, it reminds me of the ballet Swan Lake, where the moral of the story really is about true love and fidelity. So the spell over the swans can only be broken by those things. So each of the dancers here has taken a glass from the Ace of Chalices here, and they are sharing the love and the flow and the heart in those glasses out in the world, and that is helping the environment that they are in to grow. It's a scene of joy, it's a scene of total relaxation, of being comfortable, and of being at one with the moment. So that is what the embodiment of this community's sovereignty looks like out in the world. So I'm going to turn over the two cards now that jumped out of the pack, because I think these are two special messages for this read. So let's turn them over and see what they say. We've got lots of chalices in this reading. 2 6s as well, so that's again like the number of harmony. So this spread is very harmonious. The overall feeling of this sovereignty that this community embodies is harmonious. It is at one, there is a oneness. The Chariot card that comes out as a particular message for this group, this card is quite different compared to the others, whereas in the other pictures we see lots of natural environments, lots of natural things. Here we see a car with its headlights on full beam, with a dove that looks like a dove of peace over the bonnet and in the front window, and it's also raining, so we have this repeat of the water theme. So the Chariot card is primarily about the will, and there is will in this card through the turning of steel and of different electrical components into a car. There is a will to keep driving forward in spite of this darkness, in spite of the rain, because the lights will illuminate the path forward. And the bird on the bonnet is also empowered to go forward because of the lights in the path that is made by the Chariot. So the message here is actually about the application of will and how will is to be used. And really, when we think about the idea of sovereignty, about what true sovereignty looks like in this moment, it is about the application of will, how it is exercised in the world. So if we put this together with the 6 of Chalices, we find the how. And the how of the 6 of Chalices is in renewal. So we see here a woman swimming in the lake. This is the lake that has been fed by the Ace of Chalices, and that has had gradually more water added to it through the cups in the 2 of Chalices and the cups in the 3 of Chalices. And all of this love, all of this freshness, all of this life is what she is bathing in and what she is relaxing in, what is soothing her. So in this environment, she has now come back to her most natural self. It's a sign of rejuvenation. It's a sign of returning to the self. It's a card of enjoying the sorts of things that you might have enjoyed as a child, just play, relaxation without needing to think or feeling like you had to think about what you had to do next. So the important message for this community about the exercise of will is that it needs to be coupled with rejuvenation, with remembering to take that time to soothe yourself, wash away your cares. I'm thinking here about the other day I decided to have a foot bath after a long time of not doing it, and honestly it felt just amazing. So that sort of comes to mind when I look at this card too. It shows a return to the values of childhood and innocence and all those things that kind of were taught about as children, which mean effectively being a good human being. So share with each other. It's essentially what we've been shown by the Six of Pentacles here. Be kind to each other and really immerse yourself in life, and at the same time forgetting your worries and taking the time for renewal and to look after yourself and for self-care. So to quickly re-summarise this read, this was a read for a community that was seeking to bridge the fault line that has erupted in our reality to connect with the heart. And the sovereignty that this community is to embody is supported by heart, emotion, water, fluidity, the feminine, the very source of all of the good things that come to us through the suit of the chalices. And how that is radiated in the world is through sharing together, sharing resources, and an openness and an abundance, as well as by working together and contributing to the spread of love and joy and a general joy of life. So I hope you've enjoyed that reading. Please subscribe if you like this. Remember to like and subscribe, and you can watch my other video about Neptune entering Aries next. See you soon.